text. That's how they gonna sound.
If I was a guy, I would have slapped the shit out of her. See, y'all Edomites don't even raise your kids right, bro.
Right.
Imagine you scream like that in front of your parents, right?
It was fun when they was choosing the ride. Right. It's gonna be different for these hoes when the ride choose them.
All right. We live, y'all.
All right, we live?
Yes.
All right, Shalom. All right, first and foremost, especially in these times today, we want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Quadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who people ignorantly call Jehovah, Yahuwah, Yehovah, Yahweh, Yahweh, all right? Hashem, okay? Yahweh Shai, being the name of the only begotten Son, our high priest, our Lord and Savior, who people ignorantly call Jesus, or the Christ, or Yeshua, Yahshua, Yahusha, Yehoshua, all right? The Rakah Quadash is the Holy Spirit spoken in the language of the heavens. The true archaic Paleo Hebrew of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, which are the Hebrew Israelites, descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob today. Double honors into the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone, GMS, who do rule well, who we learn is 144% truth from, who are the true leaders of all Israel today. All right? We want to say a shalom, all right, to you, sincere Akim wa Akwath of the hopeful elect, 144,000, the governing body of men, 12,000 of each tribe, as well as the remainder, 1/3 of men, women, and children, all right, that also are not only hearers of the word, but doers of the word as well. All right, another special shalom to you, speckled bird brothers, scattered among the heathen that may look like the heathen, okay? We're going to get right into it, all right? There's a lot of shit going on, man, all right? Listen, you haven't finally this is 2023, the hopeful year of all prophecies coming to pass, man. And we can't wait for this great reset, all right? This banking, economic, world reserve currency destruction collapse, so that the main prophecy of the mark of the beast, the Karagma, comes in, which is the RFID chip, man. Okay? You got Silicon Valley Bank out in California, all right, just got taken over by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC, all right, because of bank runs. All right, what is a bank run? Bank runs is when a lot of people at the same time try to take out their money in large sums, and the banks don't have the money because of a term called fractional reserve banking, meaning that they say on their computers that they have this amount when they only have a tenth of a fraction of it. So if you have $1,000 in the bank, they can only give you $100, man, because they lend out on interest to other people and for other projects and things of that nature with your money. You are a unsecured creditor or depositor. All right, you basically give up and loan your money to them, and it's their money now, and you think it's yours. But as soon as you deposit into their bank, it's their money now. They can do what they want with it. All right. So how did this all happen? Right? Interest rates, man. Which was really, there was multi-factors of why this Crown Vicky 19 started. Right? But the pandemic exacerbated the financial system. They have a saying, never let a good crisis go to waste. All right? What happened when they shut down and locked down everything? All right, the gross domestic product of America completely stopped because nobody was manufacturing goods anymore. People was living in their homes except for essential workers, right? So what happened? In order to keep so-called inflation down, they had to increase inflation rates. So when Silicon Valley Bank, okay, which was a major bank that did 50% of more of all the tech and healthcare startups companies in America, right? They bought these bonds to give out loans to new startup companies, which was at a zero interest rate level. Now that the feds every month or every quarter want to increase by 25 basis points, 50 basis points, so on and so forth, all right, these bonds don't have the same type of value as they once was. All right, meaning that the interest on these loans is higher. And then when the people found out, the main people at the top, the CFOs, right, the chief financial officers of all these tech startups, they started doing something illegal called insider trading. They said, yo, when we looking at the liquidity, right, on the books, things is not adding up because of how the Federal Reserve is adding these interest rates, the type of money that we're giving out these loans to, right? The interest rates is fucking this shit up. So what we got to do, we all going to talk to our homies and tell them to take this money out. The bank found out that all these people is taking this money out. Now, they don't have the money to give to the people that want the banks out. So the banks now is looking for loans from a higher bank or the government to give them money so that they can pay off all of the depositors of their bank. Nobody wanted to give it to them. So the shares of the bank dropped dramatically. Next thing you know, all right, it affected everybody else on board, all right, and even the major banks lost like a total of $50 billion in one day, man. See, all of this thing is interconnected, all right, and all of this is talked about in the scriptures. So matter of fact, let's get into that. Brother, can you bring James 5:1 for me, Baba Kushah? Con. We gonna roll through that, all right? Because see, in the Apocrypha, it talks about how one that is intermeddled with buying and selling is with a lot of sin. Okay, because we have to understand this world, all right, and through capitalism. Matter of fact, can somebody look up the etymology of the word merchant? Baba Bashar. Come on, you want to bring it out?
This is James 5:1.
We're gonna run through this slowly. Go ahead,
and it says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you."
Right. So we gotta ask ourselves now, what are the miseries that's gonna come upon the rich men? All right. Can you get Psalms chapter 149, Baba Bashar? Okay.
Chapter 149.
Yeah, chapter 149. The last three verses, Baba Bashar.
Gone. This is Psalms chapter 149, verse 7. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
What are the punishments?
To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Look up that word nobles for us, Baba Bashar. All right. So the miseries that's going to come upon the kings and the nobles, all right, that James is prophesying to these rich men, which is the testimony of Yahweh Shai, because that's the spirit of prophecy. All right, he's referring back to a psalm of David. So David, also a prophet, was saying in the scriptures what's going to happen, all right, to these kings and nobles, and watch how it lines up.
This is noble Salakia. In the interlineal, it's H30 35:13. And it's a verb. All right, noble Salakia. Switch pages over.
You got to click the actual Hebrew rather than the phrase, because the phrase is going to bring you to every word that's in the Bible. So on the left, so we go back to this, right? Click that Hebrew for noble. That's noble right there. Okay. He clicked the no again. Hey, you good?
Let me grab it. I got it. Yeah, go ahead and grab it up.
So where it said no, so boom. So yeah, boom, you click that right there, right? Oh,
so it's the phrase. This phrase.
Oh, noble, yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got it. Slack you. And it says to be heavy, be weighed, be grievous, be hard, be rich.
Be what?
Be rich.
Be rich. Okay? So a synonymous term for noble is rich. So going back to James 5:1, Babu Kusha. So James is saying, go ye now, ye rich men, or ye noble men.
And the next phrase was to be honored, man, or to be honorable. And that's what, it's not that they're honorable, man, in regards to their spirit, man, but it's that they're viewed as honorable people, man. When the regular people talk about cats like Elon Musk, cats like, what's the dude that owns Amazon, Joe
Bezos.
Yeah, Joe Bezos. They're badasses, man.
Joe Budden.
Man, these are a bunch of, unrighteous dealing motherfuckers. But,
right.
That's beyond the point.
Was one of the terms grievous?
Con.
Hey, well, because the nobles, what are they grievous? They're grievous to the poor, and principally Jake, man.
That's right.
Because how did they get to be nobility? How did they get to be rich and wealthy and powerful? They took it from Jake, man.
This is why your Bible Belt, right-wing conservative Christian loves America, is patriotic, and loves capitalism. Because what is capitalism?
Take advantage of the next guy.
Exactly. In order for you to raise up, you got to push somebody down. So just like the brother said, who's at the bottom according to the curses? Jake.
And the only reason that it's a problem regarding to now is them curses are starting to fall on our enemies. You see, they starting to reverse roles. Esau, starting to have those problems in the household, starting to not be able to afford things, this, that, the next thing, that lifestyle.
Or jobs ain't so secure. Esau could sit at a job for 15 years now. Esau's looking like Jake a lot of the time. This is a us problem. This is a we problem now.
Yes. Right. So these miseries that is going to come upon the rich men, as it said in Psalms 149, as the judgment written, is to bind them with fetters of iron, which is representative or symbolic of what? Slavery, man. Okay? So you nobles, you honorable capitalists, all right, you millionaires, you multi-millionaires, you billionaires, you multi-billionaires, you trillionaires, you multi-trillionaires, all right, the international banking families, okay, the 13 pseudo-royal bloodlines of Esau, all right, get ready for slavery. Those are the miseries that's going to come upon you, all right? So how? Okay, good.
This is back in James chapter 5, verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Khan, can you go to the Bible comparison, Bible Kasha? So click it, and then it'll say Bible comparison, and then go to NLT a little bit down.
I got it. It says the NLT Bible comparison. Your gold and silver have become worthless, and the very wealth you were counting on will eat away your flesh like fire.
Right. So the gold and silver, all right, the US dollar, all of this shit is worthless, man. This shit does not amount to anything. It's not backed on anything. Okay? And what did it say right after that?
The treasures you have accumulated will stand as evidence against you on the day of judgment.
Right. So everything that they have done for this money, because remember, the love of money is the root of all evil, man. All right? It's going to eat them like as if it was fire.
Especially these consolation prize Israelites, man. All you Israelites that actually watch the elder apostles, all right, and the brothers in like mine on teaching on the highways and the byways, man, but still gave up what you gave up for that fame, for that, that gold, man.
Come. And so another term for you to understand it a little bit better, because it's all symbolic. When you go to Revelation and it talks about how the beast shall hate the whore, right? Matter of fact, can one of the brothers bring that up? All right, because it uses the same term in the New Testament as if with the shall eat their flesh with fire.
I think it's in Joel too.
Got it? Yeah, dude. We'll get through this.
I thought winter was over.
It was hot when I pulled up.
Hey, man, it's all good.
I pulled up with the windows down.
These clouds rolled in. I was like hoping they was going the other way, and they was not. It was headed right towards us.
Spring over there in Israel, ain't it?
It's gonna snow until June. Winter ain't done yet.
17. Got the fighter gloves on.
Oh, there it is. 17, 16. It's Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire."
Right. So this is a dream that John the Revelator saw. All right, and the 10 horns represents the European Union. Before, it was referred to as the European Economic Commission, the EEC, which started out with 10 countries, okay, and turned eventually into the European Union. All right. Now that is going to hate the whore. Who's the whore? America, Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots. All right, and it shall make her desolate, right, and eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So now, is the beast literally going to eat her flesh? No, this is all symbolic. Burning is going to be what? The missiles that the European Union nations are going to send to America. Okay, so when it says eat her flesh, all right, you go into that word flesh, is talking about the animal instinct. All right, and eating means to consume. All right, so these people, or should I say, these people, America is going to be consumed away because of the animal nature, that they exhibit, because they claim to be, at least back in the day, it was founded on so-called Christian values. You see what I'm saying? And this place is going to be consumed, man. All right, the life that it has through these ICBMs. So now going back to James 5:1 or 5:2, right? When it says that their riches are corrupted or cankered, go ahead,
This is starting at 2, James chapter 5. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Right. So I had a quick where it says that garments are moth-eaten, right? This is Psalms chapter 109, and I'm going to start at verse 16, and it reads, "Because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart." So who's the poor and needy man, the broken in heart? The Israelites. All right. When you go into the top verse 1, it talks about the wicked. And we know the wicked, according to Malachi 1:4, is talking about the house of Edom. Verse 17, "As he loved cursing, so let it come unto him, as he delighted not in blessing, so let it be fall from him. Right? And the curse is what? Basically a divine prayer to do harm unto somebody, man. Remember, blood, you didn't despise blood, so blood shall pursue thee continually, roughly paraphrasing, right? Verse 18, this is the point. As he clothed himself with cursing, like as with his garment, so let it come into his bowels like water, and like oil into his bones. Okay? So, just like oil, it seeps in. All right? Let it be completely soaked in with it. Because that's what you basically, reap what he has sown. David is asking that the wicked reap what they have sown, man. They love cursing. Part of the cursing, right, was when the Babylonians came and plundered our temple. And what did the Edomites say? Raise it.
Thereof, man. There will be no mercy for y'all, man.
Well, that goes to Obadiah 1 and 10.
God, look at all the lynches, man. Look at the history from the ancient day all the way till now, and just imagine the amount of blood. Imagine the amount of carnage that our enemy has waged upon us, man. I got a precept. This is Ezekiel 35 and 5, and it says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel, Yasha'Allah, by the force of the sword," which is what, man? Their blessings. We go back to Genesis, the 27th chapter, man, about the 40th verse. All right, you're going to find what Esau's blessings were, man. All right, the fatness of the earth. All right, dominion of it, man. All right, the sword to slay thine enemies, man. All right, the force of the sword in that time of their calamity. Right, the time of our downfall, man. The time when we needed a hand, man. All right, when our enemies were around about us, man. Okay, in the time that their iniquity had an end, man. So you already beat us, man. All right, take out here drugs, drunk, fucked up, broke, and like the brother said, man, you had that continual stroke, man. You cooked us down to the brothel, man, or to the what do they call it, the bone marrow.
The
grizzles.
You know
what I'm saying? You used everything, bro. You took everything, man.
Hell yeah.
You used the bone for the marrow and everything. So you ain't gonna find no mercy, man. The Most High is about to show you exactly what that gets you, man. Whosoever diggeth the pit shall fall therein. That's right. So actually, continue on that.
Yeah, back in James, right? So your garments are moth eaten, and if moths eat your garments, what's gonna happen? There's gonna be holes in your garments. You have no cloak for your sin. You are how the hidden things of Esau have been searched out. You see, you can't hide no more. Your garments are moth eaten.
What's that cloak?
You're being found naked.
Y'all brother see Lord of the Rings? That little cloak that Frodo got that make him go visible.
You're visible, yeah. Harry Potter too, yeah.
Ain't no eye for you no more, man. You're exposed, man. Everything is information at a click of a button now, man. So all your evil doings have been exposed to the world, man. All right, and that's honestly why like you got in that scripture, how the beast is going to turn on the rider, man, because there ain't no trust, man. All right, house against house, right? Man, just like dumb.
Yeah, hey, in a season, out of season, man. Lord willing, you see what I'm saying? This continues to be edifying. Let's keep it going.
Here, bro.
Let's read the sideways.
I'm just happy to be here, bro. Come. Continuing on, this is James chapter 5, verse 4. And it says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have ripped down your fields, which of you is kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped and entered into the ears of the Lord,
Sabaoth, which is armies, okay, in Hebrew. Shabawat, if I'm not mistaken. If you can read that in the NLT too, I'll come to the shop. All right, so for little edification for the Akim wa Aqua.
NLT version, Bible reference comparison. For listen, hear the cries of the field workers whom we have cheated of their pay.
Woo! Hear the cries of the field workers, the field niggas, the slaves, man. Okay? And notice in the King James Version, right, it said the hire of your labors. Which tribe father's patriarch means he is hired.
That's a car.
I'm telling you, a lot of Mexicans right now is crying for the slave wages that they're getting, and they're knowing that they're keeping America up and taking the jobs that none of these other Americans want to do, man.
And I've seen it, man. I work in one of those
exactly. That's why I brought
jobs,
it up,
man. And it's majority Latinos, man. You're gonna be speaking Espanol all day, man. All right, but you got that Hispanicized, Israelites, man. The wages you held back cry out against you.
So wait, go to back where by fraud or
all 4 seasons.
For listen, hear the cries of the field workers whom you have cheated of their pay.
You have cheated of their pay,
all
man.
Taxes, taking $500, $300 a check.
Most of them can't pay taxes.
That's what I'm
saying, because they're not technically legal or have all the paperwork to do that.
So instead of making $30 an hour the way that they should be paid if they was a regular white American or so-called white American, they get paid $16 because look, nigga, I can tell the federality.
Yeah.
Get ice over here, man.
Well, either way, Esau's kingdom is fucked. You pay them a regular wage, it's gonna skyrocket the price of goods.
Got to do building a house, man. For the same
that means they gotta pay you more just to pay this.
Working in 7-Eleven, making the same amount.
And biblically, you're supposed to get paid the same day. So if you waiting weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, that's cheating back people's pay because it goes back to the fractional reserving. While you're using your slaves or your employees' energy to build whatever they're doing, and you're holding back their pay until when you think payroll goes in to pay them, you can divvy out that money to other projects until you get your return on investment, then to give them payroll. You see?
I've seen people like apply for health insurance at the next thing, but it still gets taken out by the employer to no account. They don't even have an account set up with that employer, you know what I'm saying? But they still taking the health care money.
Oh, they do that all the time.
Whatever. They rob you, man. Every day.
There'll be niggas who get fired from the job and never get paid.
And it goes back to the company.
Yeah.
After a certain amount of days after your termination, if you don't come claim that money, it goes back. So you could have, $4,000, $5,000 with a certain company. They let you go. You got to go get a new job, and then they keep that $5,000 on deck for the next nigga, man. They gonna buy him a new uniform with your money. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fucked up system.
Continuing on, and it says, the cries of those who have harvested your field have reached the ears of the Lord's, the Lord of Heaven's armies.
Right, the Lord of Heaven's army. So,
the Lord of hosts, man.
So why would James? Why would James, out of all the titles, use the Lord of armies? Because these Edomites literally think that there's nobody to fight for you. They say, well, we can keep and cheat these people's wages because they don't have no army. We have an army.
Mexico, they forgot the book of Exodus. The Bible says the Lord's a man of war.
You know?
They own Mexico cartel. They supply them with drugs anyway.
Right. So they're prideful, man. They like, what you niggas gonna do? Try to rebel? Every slave rebellion that you done had, we done plundered. And then look at even Haiti. But why do you think France and the whole world, the Western world from that matter, fucks them up so bad? Because they was the only ones to have a successful slave rebellion. That in the long term really didn't help do shit.
It makes it worse, man.
Because Deuteronomy 28:68 says that no man shall redeem thee, no shall buy thee. So Tucson, yeah, he's somebody who did something, but he ain't saved the Levites, the so-called Haitian people.
He beat them back to the law, statutes, and commandments.
But he fucked over Issachar because the first lady sell their steak in America. The Louisiana Purchase.
Yep, the Louisiana Purchase. Yeah.
So really, you just fucked Israel even more.
Because they made France bankrupt off of all that money they had to pay to try to plunder Levi. And that was all prophecy because Levi and Simeon was prophesied by their father Jacob to be instruments of death.
Yeah, we got watched the coming with my daughter, man. That's a very spiritual one too. I was thinking about it when the brother was talking about what are you gonna do? rebel against us, man. And that's that same prideful spirit that they had in that movie, man. Which is really depiction of, the 12, what they call the 12 districts, man. It's the 12 tribes being under control by Esau, man.
And they brought that out because that is going to be the exact replica of these AKA these 15-minute cities, AKA smart cities, or now that eagle-faced Trump. For all you that worship Trump, he's talking about if I become president, we can have freedom cities and build actually new cities. It's the same shit. He took a picture with Santa Claus, Klaus Schwab. So he's owned by the World Economic Forum, man. It goes back to Revelation where they speak as a lamb, but have two horns, all right, as a dragon. Roughly paraphrasing. Two sides of the same coin. Republicans and Democrats.
So Russia started that shit. They're all in it together.
Come on. The old Soviet Union, like the brothers posted, you see what I'm saying? They started, which is communism, which all these patriots so-called hate, the fucking red commies and shit. But everything that niggas is leading up to is the same shit. See, communism supposedly is where everybody gets equaled out everything. No. The government owns everything and they divvy it out equally to whoever. So you can be a hard-working man and this nigga could be a badass, but y'all get the same equal shit.
That's where you're going to get a lot of sedition.
And then there's favoritism. This nigga not doing anything. He's a hard-working man and he's going to get more than you because he's got political, favors from the government.
I'm going to mention, too, that's where you're going to get a lot of sedition that comes into this, as the scriptures speak on. Because you're going to have these people, these red-blooded Americans, so-called patriots, who are completely unwilling to give this up.
Now, I got to say this. Hold on.
Bring it out.
So we just got a notification. So I'm gonna say this right now because I just did the TikTok today.
Wow.
So look, right? Watch this, right? Silicon Valley Bank. Watch
Here
this.
We go.
Watch this, right? Hey, watch this. Listen.
Hold on.
Silicon Valley Bank got taken over, like I said at the beginning, by the FDIC. We just got a notification now that First Republic Bank just got took over by regulators just right now.
That's in New York, yeah.
You're right, in New York. Yesterday, four banks. One of them, what's the name of this shit called? There was bank runs on a second bank, not the SVB bank. If you want to look at it, it was on Twitter. I posted it and shit like that.
This one was Signature Bank.
Yeah, Signature. First Republic Bank. That's what it was. First Republic Bank had bank runs because they seen how the stock, connected to them and the stocks dropped.
Because what happens is the trust falls, man. So when people realize, look, these people can't get that money, all right, and it's not a trustworthy transaction, they run to go protect theirs. Right, which causes more panic, which causes more drop, and it ends up basically fucking over everybody because everybody tries to go grab their own money. That's right. Which, like the brother explained earlier, the banks don't have it.
Right.
So what's that cause? It's a chain of reaction of panic, man.
And that's why I said the riches are corrupted because the FDIC only insures $120 billion. Silicon Valley Bank is like 124 billion in assets. So even if everybody was to get their shit insured, everybody still wouldn't get it insured. FDIC only insures for each depositor $250,000. So if you had more than $250,000 in Silicon Valley Bank, they're going to give you a certificate that says when we somehow get the money, we'll pay you back. And I bet you, and I speak as a man, them certificates will be traded in for the central bank to So, and then look, Silicon Valley Bank had 96% of their depositors and accounts over 250,000 because they went for a tech startup company. Who the fuck is going to have a tech startup company and you have less than 250,000? If you have a company and you get an investor, you need millions of dollars to keep that new small business running, right? So that means the majority, 93% of the people ain't going to get their money back or back is insured, all right? And then how you going to pay them back with the same fiat currency that you don't have anyway?
That's changing the digital as we speak.
It's a Ponzi scheme, man. All right, and people are starting to see this shit, and they're panicking because the stock market is emotionally charged. That's why imagine if you were chairman, right? You know the power that your word has, a chairman of the Federal Reserve. You're like, I'm gonna make a statement in the morning. You know if you make a negative statement in the morning, in 5 minutes, a certain stock can drop like this. That's how much power you have. Jerome Powell or Janet Yellen comes out, listen, we're gonna have to do another interest rate. Because investors wake up early. They wake up 3, 4 in the morning. Wait for that. As soon as that bell rings, ding, 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 New York Stock Exchange. And then they look at the opening markets and they trade. So imagine you going to sleep. They can easily get rich. You feel me? Janet Yellen is like, okay, yeah, so I'm going to make this thing in the morning. I don't tell nobody this, but I'm going to give you this information.
Right now.
Nobody knows, but I'm going to tell the world that we're about to increase the interest rates by 50%, and this company is going to drop to this amount, buy it all up, because then eventually it's going to rise up, or this one is going to sell, so sell it now. She wakes up, and then all the news, because remember, all the news media is connected. So CNBC, CNN, MSN, MSNBC, Fox News is all going to say, oh, Janet Yellen just said that new all at the same time. And then you, who's waking up, drinking your coffee, you on your computer with the 3 screens and shit, all at one time, this news article comes out. That means, and you're not the only one that sees it, 100,000 people is all reacting emotionally to that same one news article, man. So it's a game. It's rigged. The house always wins. But this house of cards is about to fall.
Right. And they're against each other now. Which
what the brother's saying actually happened. But what you're saying actually happened, because I don't know if y'all remember when Elon Musk went on Joe Rogan's podcast and he decided to get high with Joe Rogan. Elon Musk, his stock price, he actually lost billions of dollars, and he had to take drug tests for months. And you're thinking he owns the company, but there's big private investors that are putting money into his company that are inflating in his stock. And because he got high on TV, it deflated his stock by billions of dollars for one day.
And the crazy thing is, Rogan explaining, it's basically, man, the inside guy can make $1 million in a day, while the regular guy, with a family, with a house, they both got 9-to-5 jobs, can lose everything in an instant because there's somebody that's got inside trading, man. So, and they tell you it's a free country. They tell you all these things when it's rigged from the jump. Man.
That's how the system is supposed to work.
There's a movie with all brothers see Blade, right?
Yeah.
It's the dude that played Dracula, the third movie was the main character, and it's about basically like the corruption on Wall Street. And this guy, he has a sick wife, and he ends up losing everything due to some inside trader information. He finds out about it, and he starts killing all these dudes at Wall Street. I know you've seen it, man.
I think it's called Rampage on Wall Street.
Yeah, but it's cold, man. And by the end of it, this guy Esau basically exposing himself to the draws, and kills like one of the head dudes at Wall Street, his company, man.
He makes a statement. The dude makes a statement basically like he was finding motive.
Like,
basically he says, he said, why would I send my kids are going to Yale? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would I send my children to fight these wars when I can send yours? Essentially is what he kind of says. And then he's like, we don't care if y'all die. Like, I'm making $1 billion off of this. medical product or whatever that's giving people cancer. It's rigged. They know what they're doing.
If you compare and contrast that movie with Wolf on Wall Street, you understand why this nigga would want to kill, Leonardo DiCaprio and all his friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Looks like
Now, let's get back to James 5. Baba Bashar, because we're gonna run through that pretty quick. But so the Bible talks about everything that is happening. Those was biblical times. No, we in biblical times right now, man. The story is still being played out. The movie is still headed.
It's like I was just gonna say, just like you were saying, like the movie, man, it's gonna have that climactic dramatic end, man. It's that build-up point to the climax that we're in right now, man. That calm before the end of the movie where he's training real hard to fight the final boss. We like on him walking up to the stairs to fight the movie.
Right.
Let me go ahead and continue. This is James 5 and verse 5. And it says, "Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter."
Right. So get that in the NLT Fast Akbar Shop. So notice they have lived in pleasure, man. They lived in luxury, just like the brother said. Oh, my kids is going to this place, and I got connections for him to do this and that. Remember, in Proverbs it says, a good father gives an inheritance to his children's children. Jake can't do that. Jake think they can with Black Wall Street and shit like that. Oh, I buy land, and niggas is just now trying to, when the curse is going to
over.
The game is.
It's already checkmate on the game board, and now niggas trying to make the correct move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 600 some years ahead.
And then they sit and they see prideful, man. You know what I'm saying? They look down at you like this broke nigga. They got 600 years head start.
That's just counting the slaveries in America. If you count all the other slaveries, he saw thousands. Some of these families are thousands of years ahead of us.
Right. Yeah. These people have like if we just want to look at, let's say, under the Windsor Castle, under the Vatican, the type of gold and silver and artifacts these people have, bro. Certain paintings that they wanted, like the brother was telling me, the art industry is nothing but money laundering industry, man. You know? Yeah, no, and facts.
What industry does the buyer name the price? You don't go to the car dealership where the buyer tells you, I'm gonna pay you $5,000 for that car that is easily worth $75,000. It's rigged.
Yeah. So that's how they can steal this, put it into this, appraise this art for that. Next thing you feel it. This
Especially in cases where it's
why they
artifacts
auction
and
it.
possessions, man. They won't get right. Just like if everybody
just like a
seen
nigga.
Black Panther, the Killmonger goes into that museum. He says, "How the fuck you think you got it?" He said, "I'm taking that off."
Right.
Lady goes, "Oh, we can't have that." He said, "Bitch, did your ancestors pay a fair price for this?
That's right.
This belongs to my people. I'm taking it."
And that's why in Daniel it says that the saints shall take the kingdom forever and ever, man.
Right.
We know you're gonna buck up. And matter of fact, we're gonna have fun while you buck up, because we're gonna have spiritual power.
All due to the Heavenly Father, man.
All
right, not of our own self, but of His power, we shall take this kingdom.
That's right. You remember how when if y'all seen Black Adam and the dude was, and he grabbed him up by the neck, and then he just electrocuted him into incineration, and then the dudes were shooting at him, and he said, "Oh, your magic is weak," and he started violating these niggas. We gonna be looking at you like, y'all serious? The Most High just raised this me out.
You're like fire.
We about to have fun with y'all niggas, man.
They gonna fire all they tanks, bro, and some of the brothers, man.
Yeah.
Electric you, man.
What?
And the brothers just gonna look around at each other like, is these niggas serious?
Right. Just like the Hulk did in the first Hulk movie. He took the fucking shit out the tank and threw that shit back at the helicopter, whatever the fuck, man. Go ahead,
Bible comparison, this is the NLT version, James chapter 5, verse 5. You have spent your years on earth in luxury.
Look, spent your years on earth in luxury. I just want to, make, how many brothers had to work hard just to even feel what a luxurious car feel like? Some brothers ain't even know what first class feel like. You see what I'm saying? But these niggas wake up into this shit.
There's niggas who ain't been
These
in cars,
niggas wake
man.
up in
They've
one
been on the
country
bus,
and has lunch in another,
life,
bro. I heard the nigga Andrew Tate talking about that one time. He was like, "Yeah, I woke up in Romania, and I was having lunch with so and so." I'm like, bro, that's That's how these heathen is living, man.
Even further though, Mr. Beast. Y'all heard of Mr. Beast, right?
Doing whatever the fuck you want.
He be handing out millions, thousands of dollars, all crazy
he be
shit, bro.
games with it. He be going up to little Jake, be like, "Hey, little niggas, run around this store, act the fool, grab everything you can get, and out buy it all. Put it in this basket. Right? Ready, set,
just to entertain itself.
Look at these niggas running. You know, that's what he do, bro. That's what he do.
You know what I mean? All these years you lived in luxury. While you was in luxury, we living in coach, man. We living, you know, we getting the crumbs, you know?
They're not in trouble as of the men, man.
And that's deep because that's why Yahweh Shah said, you know, in the reverse, we get the children's bread. This truth. You know, the crumbs are you know, for the dogs, but y'all not getting shit. Because remember, what does it say in Obadiah? That at least stealers would at least leave a couple grapes, man, for the homeless people, man.
Stick a kid on at least leave you with your drawers on and but Esau done robbed everybody, so everybody gonna. After you done take. Right, if we all get robbed, we gonna rob the one nigga that got us and get our shit back. He gonna have nothing. Yeah, you gonna wear another. You gonna take the drawers, even though you're not gonna wear another man's drawers, bro. That's Esau's mindset. Shit, he don't even need. He gonna be like, taking polos off.
He gonna be like, yo, you got that gold filler cap in your teeth.
Right. Everybody gonna pop the shit. I'm like, money back in my pocket.
He said, "Oh, it's not a cap. It's all right. I got a wrench."
That's why the Most High ain't gonna have no mercy on you, because you live with no mercy, man.
Hey, what you got a plate?
Satisfying your every desire.
See your every desire. And watch this. Doesn't it say in Habakkuk that their desire is as hell?
Yeah, and this word.
And hell in Proverbs can't be satisfied.
Insatiable.
That's insatiable. Thank you.
Insatiable.
Right.
They have a hunger or something that cannot be sustained, can't be satisfied.
You are a spiritual nympho. You are a spiritual nymphomaniac. Right? You ever met a bitch that's a nympho and you could fuck her 4, 5, 6 times in a day and she still want more? What? You'll be like, God, I gotta go to work. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, bitch, I'm empty. Like,
you see what I'm saying?
Shooting blanks.
So Esau on the spiritual, he wants to keep going. You cannot he's unsatiable.
It's an unsatisfiable hunger, man. And it reminds me of another scene from the Hunger Games, man. There's a scene where they're at a party, at one of these luxurious parties that the super rich of this world throws, man. And they eat this food, and they get full. And someone's like brings them some more food, and they're like, "Hey, try this." You know, they're like, "Oh no, I'm full. I cannot be, I can't eat no more." And they say, "No, it's good. Drink this." What does that make you do? Makes you throw up, man. So that you can consume more, man. That's Esau's mentality.
Crazy.
Can never not be hungry, man.
I'm glad I never seen the Hunger Games.
You know what I'm saying?
That's this devil.
You gotta watch that.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta watch all
says,
of them.
Drink this. And he's like, "What's this do?" He's like, "It'll make you sick. So you can eat more."
But
like giggles.
I remember.
Hey, but
that,
you know what I'm saying?
See, the devil knows you have but a short time. So ain't nothing gonna satisfy you.
Yeah.
If you know tomorrow you gonna fucking die, $10 billion ain't gonna mean shit. You're like, nigga, I'm gonna fucking die.
The character, he literally says, "We got people starving in our district, and these niggas is out here throwing food up so that they can eat more." He was pissed, bro. He's like, "Well, what the?"
Yeah, that's crazy.
Out of pocket, bro. But that's that satisfying that every desire, man. Whether it be, you got the whole I ain't even go get it for
I might have to watch that shit, bro.
Continuing on, you have flattened yourself for the day of slaughter.
Right. So, and I think I looked up some commentaries and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to Isaiah, where because they actually translated and put that word inside of it, where it's really like you have fattened yourselves for the day of slaughter. So the Most High is basically getting you fat because he has a sacrifice in Idumea. You see? So he's filling you up with sin, man. He's waiting until your iniquity and your wickedness are right. The times of the Gentiles is fully fulfilled so that he could slaughter you, man. You see what I'm saying?
Basically building a spiritual case against
marinating you with
in words that you deem as
throwing a little racism on top.
He building a spiritual unrefutable case against your ass, man. And when that day comes, you gonna pay every minute of that time, man.
This is why, the major prophecy, the mark of the beast, has to come out, and really, the stepping stone to that, these CBDCs has to come. See, the type of control and power that they're going to have over digital programmable tokens, because it's going to be the social credit score, the digital ID, the CBDC, the universal basic income, all in one, man. And it's all going to be on the tools, which goes into the grapho, all right, which is the root word of the karax, which is the actual syringe, and the charagma, which is the actual chip that is going to be put inside of you with all these different tools, man, programmable. It can be written upon, all right? They'll know who you are, right? Your bank transactions, your medical information, right? Your social credit score, all right? If you are compliant and worshiping the beast or not, because if you don't, they're gonna cut you off.
That's a scary thing to have. They got your medical information. Esau could be a demon and be like, this nigga allergic to peanuts. I'm gonna sprinkle some in this fucking sandwich.
Well, look.
You know what I mean? Like that's.
Well, look. The scriptures say that they make a diligent search. They search us out iniquities, man. You feel me? They work this evil upon their beds and all that. So yeah, they want. This is why.
Dip your bullet in peanut butter.
This is why 2 Thessalonians in Isaiah 14 is so essential to this truth, because you have to really understand who it's talking about when it says that they want to be like the Most High. The Most High knows everything about each and every one of us, and they want to do the exact same thing. They want to be omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, man, through artificial intelligence, man. All right, left-hand side energy. Witchcraft, man. They want to have the intel on everything. You got the intel on this and that and the third. They have a whole department for that. The Central Intelligence Agency, man, to know every single thing in the whole world.
We have a few,
and that's the scriptures that says. So, although that they have all those things, man, the pride of thy heart has deceived you. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, this is Revelations 14. It's just a quick precept to basically, the Most High making y'all fat and ready for the reaping, man. And it says, we'll start at 13 actually, or not 14. And it says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. 15. And another angel came out of the temple.
Salak, so you want me to break it down? So yeah, the white cloud is representing a pure chariot, man. All right, he rideth on the clouds. It talks about that in Psalm. White represents purity, man. So he's going to come on a magnificent chariot, all right, and in his hand is a sickle. Is it going to be a literal sickle? No, it's symbolic of him harvesting the fruit that is upon the earth. He broke down a parable, all right, in the Gospels, how the end of the world is the harvest, man. See, everybody has to grow and mature until it's fully ready so you can know the difference between the wheats and the tares, the sheeps and the goats, the bad fruit from the good fruit, all right? And he's going to be the one to do it. Matter of fact, in John, can somebody get real quick, Doc? John 15:1. John 15:1, real quick. Come on. John 15:1, the Gospel of John 15:1. Okay.
John 15:1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman.
The Father is the husbandman. What is a husbandman, man? A farmer. What does farmers have in their hands? Sickles, man. Okay, you see Yahweh, you see the Father. All right? Because all authority has been given from Yahweh unto Yahweh. So like, go ahead, huh?
Continuing on. And another angel came out the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud. thrust in thy sickle, and reap. For the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
It's ripe, it's ready. It's ready to be consumed, ready to be eaten. All right, you know how you might have a little banana, or you Caribbean, you know, the Benjaminites, and you got some plantains, some plátanos, and the shit ain't the true color that you want it to be yet, because it ain't ripe yet. Because if you were to bite into it, man, you know what I'm saying? So it's got to get ready, man. See, so, and look, that proves Yahweh Shai don't know the time when he's coming. Remember, he said only the Father knows. So the Father going to send an angel to tell Yahweh Shai, hey, go. Now it's time to write. Go ahead,
and he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped.
Right. End of the world. All right. Basically, what the world might call an alien invasion. Alien really means foreigner. And the one that is going to be outside of this realm is Yahweh Shai and the angels coming to destroy with the laser beams of the chariots and save the elect from the four corners of the world.
And I'm going to say we'll jump to 19 so we'll get to something else. All right. Continuing on. And it says, and the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vines of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh.
Right. So that proves back in Isaiah where he said, I have trodden the winepress alone. All right, the winepress is you heathen nations, specifically you Edomites, man. All right, and the grapes is the bodies, the blood, is basically symbolic of killing y'all, man. All right.
Verse 20. Here it says, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress even unto the horse's bridle by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
So the city is Babylon the Great, all right? And it came up to the horse's bridle. If a horse was in front of us right now, all right, the horse is about right here. So the bridle would probably be up to your neck, man. All right? Well, yeah, which is just a symbolic of many people dying. Matter of fact, what is that in Isaiah 66? It says, many shall be slain of the Lord. So there you go. I want to get a little bit more meat off James 5, if you can, and then I'll give up the mic, so to speak.
James 5, verse 6. And it says, ye have commended and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you.
Right. So remember in Revelation where it says that the blood is crying and the angels is like for the martyrs of Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? It's crying unto the Father, like when you're going to avenge us, basically. You killing the just, because that's what's going to happen. Okay? The just, the upright, all right, the righteous men, you see what I'm saying, of Yahweh Shai, you're going to try to kill them, man. In 2nd Ezra 16, it says that there shall be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, man. Then shall they be known who are my chosen. Then
it says, be patient, therefore, brethren.
Be patient. That is one of the fruits of the Spirit.
Long-suffering.
As many as walk in the Spirit are the sons of God, sons of the power, princes of the power. Same shit. Then
unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth.
So look, we just read in John 15:1 that Yahweh Shai said, my father is the husbandman. So Yahweh is waiting. Remember it said that God, or Yahweh, the Most High, he's very long suffering. What is that, Romans 9? All right? He waits for a long period of time in order to, this is why sin, or niggas, the nations and all of that, continue to judgment slack, and the law is slack. It doesn't exist.
Not expedient
judgment. There we go.
Placed upon you at the moment of your sin.
That's right.
You're able to sin and go about your day, man. In the kingdom, that won't be the case.
No, not at all.
And then, we just skipped over a couple verses in Revelation as well. Those verses speak on the Spirit gathering the fruit, man. right, from the earth. And it just said, man, be patient for the fruit of the earth. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth. That's right, man. Yeah. All right, the husbandman's coming to get the good fruit, separated from the bad fruit. That's right.
Because another term for the elect is the first fruits.
That's right. And have long patience for it until he received the early and the latter rain.
Right. The early and the latter rain. And when I went into the commentaries for that, man, okay, I'll wait till this bus passes. So the farmer, when he goes to sow seed, right, he waits for the early rain so that it can actually sprout the seed. And then he waits for the latter rain, which is in the spring, so it can help mature the plant. So he's not looking really for the rain, he's looking for that harvest. All right? So if somebody can get Baba Quashah, where Paul said, I planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High giveth the increase. You see? So, you know, these rains, right?
Symbolic for being that wash machine at times.
Con. You know, so we
the Lord does his work,
mm-hmm.
You yours.
Right, yeah. We want these prophecies to come to pass. We want it to fully the vision to speak completely, man. We want it to get here, quickly, man. You know? You got it out? Bring it out, Papa Chuck.
1 Corinthians 3:6. I have planted, Apollos watered, but Yahweh gave the increase.
Right. So you think Paul was looking forward to just planting the seeds? No, he wanted to see the fruit, like Abraham, right? He got told that his people was going to inherit this whole land. Did he see that happen? No. But he had faith that eventually it would happen. Yeah, keep reading out, Uncle Chuck.
So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth.
Right, so we're nothing, basically. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But Yahweh that giveth the increase.
Right, see, so it's all according to the will of Yahweh, man. That goes back to Romans 9 as well. Lord, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. And in Romans 9 where it says it's not him that runneth or him that letteth, but of him that willeth, man. Right. You see, so it ain't about us. All right, it's all about Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. What is it in John? You can't choose the Lord. The Lord choose you, John 17.
Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one. And every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
Right. So the reward, see, the patience, man. Abraham didn't get the reward of the faith that he had, but he's going to be risen up, and so on and so forth. With everybody, like the brother Azar would say all the time in Hebrews, all right, the Most High have not forgotten your labor of love, man. So if you die in the truth, all right,
first be raised.
Yeah.
Be thee faithful until death, and I shall give thee eternal
life. That's right, man. That crown representing, that the value of these new bodies you're gonna get with the new covenant. All right, Dad. You want to
continuing on, verse 8. Be ye also patient, establish your heart, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
So look, establish your heart, which is your mind, for the coming. See, niggas just their mind is everywhere else.
On the about to make the playoffs. On which lick I can hit next. What's my next PPC loan payment? Let's jump around and we're gonna play
again. Yeah, shit like that.
Why is it 50 games?
You know what I'm saying? Just the whole nine, man.
Like y'all niggas don't understand they do this on purpose to distract you. Right. John has $100 million. The niggas chilling. I wouldn't give a fuck if I had $100 million. I don't gotta go to work.
Right.
Yeah, niggas fast me out with that shit, bro.
Right.
200. Come on, bro.
Man, Jake,
and niggas really thinking if this nigga sad?
Yeah, man. You know, Jake's heart is
Niggas
everywhere,
good actors, man.
On every bullshit you can imagine, man. Everything except, you know, the will of the Heavenly Father, man, which is ultimately going to be 2/3 of your downfall, man, to the death, man. And instead of knowing it by establishing your heart in this truth, you know, and giving an ear to incline to what the brother and Apostle Elder has been saying for so long, all right, you give your ear to BS, man. All right, and the Lord's going to show you the outcome of that, you know, real shortly, man.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that. What was going that?
Verse 9. Grudge not one against another, brethren. Let us be condemned. Condemned. Behold, the judgment standeth before the door. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience.
So why would James, after all of this talking about the rich men, then go to grudge not one another, man? For judgment is at the door.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? We're in the Feast of Unleavened Bread still. You're supposed to be purging out this old leaven, man. You're supposed to be getting ready for Yahweh Shah to show himself, man. You're supposed to be getting ready for the day of the Lord, man. You see what I'm saying? All right, this thing is no joke thing, bruv.
And a lot of niggas died during this time, man. Every year.
Somebody contrast went down that way a little earlier.
A lot of niggas died during this time, man. So we are to be asking not just to establish our heart, man, and ground us in this truth, so to speak, to have a good foundation, you know, but to also keep us, man. You know, that we not fall off like the rest of the bad fruit, man. So that when that harvest comes, we get in with the farmer, man.
Hell yeah.
All right.
And it's no coincidence either that the second largest bank in U.S. history collapses 2 days after the Passover, man.
That's
Well,
right.
we've been telling you something in the spirit we've been feeling after the Passover going to happen.
And before the sunset on the last day, another
Then
one
Amalekite
goes.
make up.
Right.
You see how the Lord works?
It says here another U.S. major bank shut down in the U.S.
Another
out there.
one after signature day.
I don't know.
After
I don't
signature
know.
day.
Hey,
Just throw it out
we
there.
also know too, man, when society goes, it don't go slow, man. These things are gonna start happening on a rapid
That'd be
pace.
crazy.
Man. By summertime, you know, we speak as men, bro.
Yeah.
But by summertime,
Whole sedition in the streets, Lord willing.
straight up.
What you
for
say?
real, like
It's
that.
June.
Yeah,
Nah,
ain't
real
no
talk.
Michael. It's June.
Nah, for real.
And it ain't a potato chip neither.
Yeah.
It's more like a grain of rice.
Supposedly that's when they supposed to default. All right, they saying major shit financially is supposed to happen from March 20th to June 19th. All right, because the ISO 222, which is a standardization method that's supposed to replace SWIFT. What is SWIFT? Another method on cross-border payments, man. And it's slow and obsolete and out of date. So they're coming out with a new one that is dealt with the digital payments, man. All right? Because they know everything is going to be like this. And they know most people don't know really what's going on.
And you see these banks going, man, when the money gets bad like that, what's the ultimate distraction from all these banks?
Sports and circus.
Everybody, let's go to war, man.
Yeah,
The
war machine.
Hey, you know what? Let's just go to war. Everything's going bad. Hit the red button, man. You know what I'm saying? He's all about to freak out, bro.
Yeah.
Shit about to go nutty in Babylon,
Well,
America.
yeah, because that's the human mindset. Like, we're running out of food over here. Our water's tainted.
Let's go take somebody
Them
else's.
niggas slipping ice over there in that village.
That village look cool. Let's go take that shit, bro.
I bet you got a lot of fish in their lake.
Continuing on, and it says, verse 11, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
So look, right, in verse 1 it says, "O ye rich men, your miseries has come upon you, but their miseries haven't come yet." And then later down in the chapter, James is like, "Be patient. Look at the prophets of old. Look at Job." So we, right?
He didn't say look at Price Fire. He didn't say, look at Kendrick, Drake. He said look at the ones out there doing the work, man. You know what I'm saying?
So eventually the reward gonna come, man. All right, but you have to endure to the end. All right?
Endure and survive, like I don't know if you brothers watched the last one.
Yeah,
this episode with Little J Kid.
Yeah.
That was the slogan of the episode, endure and survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad stuff, bro. But you know, that's the judgment, man. You know, it is what it is. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea, and your nay be nay, lest ye fall into condemnation.
Right. So look, above all things, man, you're supposed to be straight with it. None of that deceiveness, you know. Well, maybe the yea be yea, nay be nay, man. Anything else other than that cometh of evil. So he was really quoting Yahweh Shai. All right. Is there how many more verses in that chapter? That was the last one. That was the last one.
Another 13. You got 7. Okay. Continuing on, it says 13. Is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. Is any merry? Let him sing songs. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oils in the name of the Lord.
Right, which we did on the Passover. But look, Paul said pray without ceasing, right?
All the time.
So James said, are any of you afflicted? Pray. So what does that mean? We all afflicted all the time, man.
Now they say, God is good all the time.
Right. So you're supposed to be praying all the time, man. And then when you get that little temporary pleasures and contentment, then you go read a psalm real quick, man. You know, or
you're supposed to pray that it lasts a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, to balance out the hell you catching, the lowest state you in.
Let this day just stay all right.
Right,
Lord.
just let me get to the end of the sundown.
Don't let my car break down on me.
Because I will surely be.
Yeah.
As the curse is, you know, in the nighttime you shall wish it was day, and in the daytime you shall wish it was night. Verse 15.
I can't wait to get away from this.
Facts. Can't wait to go to work, man. And the prayer of the faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sin, they shall be forgiven him. Confess your faults to one another, and pray for one another, that ye may be healed.
Right. So just like how it said, grudge not one another, and referring to the Passover, right, where Paul in Corinthians was like, purge out that old leaven. So confess your faults to one another. So if you did something wrong to a brother, man, hey, bro, yo, I did this. You feel me? I shouldn't be, yo, you know, forgive me, man. You know, because remember, if you offend one of the little ones, which is the hopeful elect, it's better that if you have a millstone across your neck and sink into the sea. You know?
Which I've seen in the movie. It ain't that cool.
A chariot or a plane?
Continuing on, the affections, fervor, and prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Elias was a man subject to like passions.
I see it. I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, there's some little. That shit look crazy. It looks like a little cloud or something. Yeah, it just went behind this big tree and shit right there. That shit dead ass looked like a chariot. Man, I ain't gonna lie.
It might be, man. Hey, this is the time that the earth shall come. The Lord shall begin to start visiting. Passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain, and it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months.
Right. So basically, if Yahweh shall supping with you, and you of the elect, man, you have a small portion of spiritual power already, man. Exactly. If you ask it in my name, you see what I'm saying? He's willing to grant it unto you, man.
That's also why that saying goes around: careful what you ask for. You know what I'm saying?
And a fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So if a brother's going through something and you are on the good side of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, just your prayer alone, all right, can go reach into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
That's right. Salakia. Verse 18, and he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth and one convert him, let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his ways shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins.
Right, man. You see, and that's why he was talking about all of these things that we got going on. You see what I'm saying? Because you want to be presented as a chaste version unto Yahweh Shai.
And that's also why the Lord shall say, you shall know a prophet by his fruits, man. You know, by how many he's basically saved and blotted out their sins through the spiritual power of Yahweh Shai, man. Call along Yahweh Shai. Devil trying to give grace in the Corvette, bro. I see you niggers. Go back to my $1 million house.
I thought he was ashing a cigarette.
Reminds me of that white comedian from New York and shit. Trying to act black and shit.
Yup. Michael Rappaport.
Rappaport.
Yeah, I'm like straight on.
I like that.
You always got some bullshit to say to you.
Con. I mean, if anybody got some closing remarks or anything, you know, regarding, you know, because so look, as we speak, and more, see, shit is going to compound, man. Yahweh Shah said that if these devils will continue to rule, then no flesh will be saved. He has to shorten the day
because it's insatiable, man. He'll consume everything,
everybody,
and himself.
And himself.
And for you dickheads who took that snake,
like a nigga walking around with the suicide vest.
You dickheads who took that snake venom. Just a little heads up for y'all. I'm not gonna say the company that's coming out with it, but supposedly they got 10G coming down the pipeline, and it's a pilot system that they about to run down here in Colorado Springs. So 10G is gonna be coming around the states pretty soon.
You know what they saying now? They ain't taking no more tainted carbon-filled blood, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say tainted with what, but they ain't taking no more affected blood for medical procedures. So if you have that tainted blood, and you know someone ends up getting hurt and they need blood, it ain't gonna be from nobody, you know, tainted.
That rules out what, like 60% of the population?
Which say that rules out
means individuals' blood, especially those who have O type, who can go and offer their blood to everybody. Now their value just skyrocketed. Esau is already number one in our.
Wait, I thought it was the opposite. I thought O type.
It's
O can give to
negative, but O positive
can. O positive can give to everybody.
Okay.
O negative can give to everybody. It's universal. So O in general can give to everybody. O positive just can't give to O negative.
From everybody, one can give to everybody.
So O negative can't take O positive, but O negative can give to everybody, and O positive can give to everybody.
Women with I forgot which negative or positive, they have high miscarriages because of the man.
It's negative. An O negative woman receiving positive anything because you know their blood is negative essentially. But yeah, it's usually because I'm on negative. Well, I ain't gonna put that shit out there.
Yeah, he said I don't want to. Yeah.
I was
about to say something about it too. I was like, all right,
remember the email I told you I saw. Where now, hey, the military's even hurting to where all them niggas, they try to, get out the military if you don't want to.
Oh, yeah,
now
they told them,
niggas just turn the tail like,
he's come back.
Hey, we're going to take it off your back. You want to go to that course? You want to go to college? Yeah. Okay.
Same thing with in New York State.
What bills
with politicians, or not, like government workers and shit for the state government. It's the same shit.
They kicked them.
Yeah, and they coming back in plus interest. Plus interest.
And like the elder said, he said 60% of people can give blood, right? Yeah. That means 60% of y'all are losing out on giving blood income. So y'all hurting even more with the food stamp situation. So.
Which they cutting off. SNAP, EBT, welfare, all that shit is done because they're getting ready for the new one, which is universal basic income, which Richard Warner, top central bank analyst and all that, said that's going to be the bait for the RFID chip.
It's about to be so expensive. If you even have it, it's going to be like you don't.
About to be.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit is expensive
food is
now.
So expensive, bro. You even if you still get it, that shit gone by 2 weeks into the month, bro. And then you start paying out of pocket. So hey, man, all right, shit coming down the pipeline, man. Tighten up.
Yeah. What is it in Habakkuk? You know, it shall tarry, but wait for it, for it shall not tarry, man.
Yeah.
So
it's for an appointed time.
Right, and the appointed time is now, man. Things is gonna keep going, keep coming.
It ain't gonna slow down. It's gonna speed up.
And the elect keep praying for it. And just like we just said, he gonna listen to the elect. So yeah, he's like, man, we gonna do something, because these brothers doing stuff for me. Right. Why not, right? So hey, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. Keep the watchmen gonna keep watching. Right. Keep watching and praying. That's what Yahweh Shah said. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Washem, Yahweh Shah, Washem, Rakah, Wadat.
The honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, head elders of Great Millstone GMS who do rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.